Let's just jump right in. When you think of Japan, two things probably come to mind. Absolutely incredible food and people living for a very, very long time. But what if the very thing that makes the food so delicious, cheap, and convenient is actually taking a toll on the quality of those long lives? Well, that's the paradox we're going to unpack.
So when it comes to living a long life, Japan is pretty much the world champion. The average life expectancy is about 84.5 years. I mean, that's the number everyone else is chasing. It's a testament to great health care and a traditionally healthy diet. But that number only tells you part of the story.
Because, living a long time, that's one thing. But living well for a long time, that's the real goal, right? This question gets us to a much more important idea, moving beyond just counting the years to looking at the quality of those years.
And boom, here it is. This is where you really see the catch. On average, there's about a decade, an entire decade, of difference between how long people in Japan live and how long they live in good health. That's 10 years that could be spent dealing with chronic illness or disability. And that is the heart of the issue.
So, this idea has a name, and it's super important. It's called health span. The whole point isn't just to add more years to your life, but to add more life to your years. And as we're about to see, the stuff we grab at the supermarket or convenience store plays a huge role in this.
So how did Japan get so good at making food that's delicious, cheap, and fast? It's not magic, right? It's all about an incredibly smart and powerful system. Let's pop the hood and take a look at the engine that drives all this convenience.
The secret sauce here is this massive, super efficient industrial machine. It's a system designed to make sure you can get a pretty decent, affordable meal just about anywhere in the country, anytime you want it.
Okay, so think of it like this. It all starts in these giant central kitchens where food is made on a massive scale. Then you've got these incredible logistics networks. We're talking advanced freezing and distribution that get the food to stores everywhere without it losing quality. And finally, every store runs on the exact same playbook, so the meal you get is consistent every single time. It's a marvel of efficiency.
But, there's always a flip side to this kind of perfect system, isn't there? This amazing efficiency has a consequence. It's led to a huge boom in a very specific kind of food, processed food.
And we're not just talking about your standard canned beans or frozen veggies. No, we're talking about ultra-processed foods, or UPFs. These are industrial creations packed with additives, preservatives, and weird flavorings that you'd never, ever find in your own kitchen. Think about instant ramen, processed sausages, and a lot of those grab-and-go meals. Now, you might think, okay, Japan's intake is probably lower than in the US or the UK, and you'd be right. But it's not nothing. Some studies say 30 to 50% of the average person's daily calories come from these UPFs. And here's the kicker. That number is going up.
And if we zoom in a little closer on these UPFs, there's one particular ingredient that scientists are really starting to look at: phosphates. From an industrial point of view, they're fantastic. They improve texture, keep things moist, and basically make food last longer. You'll find them in ham, sausages, instant foods, even sodas.
Now this is where it gets a little serious. Our bodies do need some phosphate, that's true. But the kinds they use as additives are absorbed really, really easily. And more research is showing a clear connection between higher phosphate levels in our blood, even levels considered normal, and a much bigger risk of heart disease and even dying earlier.
So this all begs the question, is this just the price we pay for convenience? Or is there another way to do things? Well, to find out, let's take a look at another part of the world that's famous for being healthy: the Nordic countries. Their whole approach is a really interesting contrast.
Just look at these numbers side by side. On total lifespan, Japan definitely wins, no contest. But then look at health span. They're practically tied. The Nordic countries are getting just as many healthy years. So how are they doing it? Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is right there. Their intake of ultra-processed foods is significantly lower.
Now, this isn't about saying one way is good and the other is bad. It's not that simple. They've just focused on different things. Japan has this world-beating food system and amazing access to medicine. The Nordics, on the other hand, have a culture that really prioritizes home cooking, fresh stuff like whole grains and berries, and they have really strong government policies about food.
So at the end of the day, you've got two different roads leading to a pretty similar destination, health span-wise. Japan's road is paved with incredible efficiency, but it comes with the growing risk of processed foods.
The Nordics path is a bit more traditional, relying less on industrial processing to achieve that strong health span. Okay, so what does all of this mean for you and me? Well, here's the great news. We don't have to choose one or the other. We can actually learn from both of these models to create an even better way to live a long and truly healthy life.
The dream, really, is to get the best of both worlds. We want that incredible lifespan from Japan, but we want to pair it with the high-quality, energetic health span that we see in the Nordic model. And the power to start doing that, well, it begins with your very next meal.
Seriously, here are some simple, practical things to think about. First, lean into the classics of the Japanese diet. More fish, more vegetables, more whole grains. Try to cut back a bit on processed meats like ham and sausage, since we know they're a big source of those phosphate additives. And hey, when you do need something convenient, just take an extra 2 seconds to glance at the label. Look for phosphates, in Japanese that's rinzanen, but it might also be hidden under names like pH adjuster or emulsifier.
And all of this really leaves you with one big question to chew on, right? In our rush for everything to be faster and easier, did we accidentally forget some of the basic wisdom of a simpler, more traditional diet? Maybe, just maybe, the real secret to a longer, healthier future isn't about some brand new discovery, but about blending the best of today's world with the best of our past.